After firing Steve Nash, Nets plan to hire Ime Udoka as head coach. Boston didn't promote Joe Mazzulla to have him keep the seat warm for a year, but even if he doesn't earn a second season as head coach, bringing Udoka back was highly unlikely. The Nets were unwilling to commit to Kyrie Irving beyond this season. If they could have found a better offer than having to absorb Russell Westbrook's $47 million contract to obtain a first-round pick from the Lakers in 2027, perhaps he would have already played his last game with Brooklyn, while the Nets' sky-high asking price to part with Kevin Durant suggests they had limited interest in trading him. They also had to deal with their franchise centerpiece asking owner Joe Mazzulla to fire head coach Steve Nash and general manager Sean Marks. Brooklyn hoped running it back while integrating Ben Simmons into the fold, adding T.J. Warren and Royce O'Neal, and getting Joe Harris, who played only 14 games last season due to injury, would result in living up to their potential. But the start of the 2022-23 campaign's been a disaster on and off the court. Irving promoting anti-Semitic propaganda created yet another headache for the franchise. Now, the Nets and Nash have parted ways. That decision felt inevitable. With Nash out, Shams Charania of The Athletic reports Brooklyn plans to hire Ime Udoka as the franchise's next head coach. Brooklyn's interest in Udoka has been a poorly kept secret. Udoka came to Boston after working with Durant and Irving as a Nets assistant coach. He also spent time with Ben Simmons while the former was on Doc Rivers' staff in Philadelphia. The Celtics suspended Udoka for the 2022-23 season for violations of team policy, something owner W.I.C. Grousbeck stated was well-warranted and appropriate while addressing the matter at a late September press conference. While the Celtics could have demanded compensation, they're letting Udoka out of his contract, allowing him to go freely to Brooklyn. And while Boston didn't promote Joe Mazzulla to have him keep the seat warm for a year, even if he doesn't earn a second season as head coach, bringing Udoka back was highly unlikely. When the off-season arrives, it will also be interesting to monitor what happens with a Celtics coaching staff almost entirely brought in by Udoka. Mazzulla spent his entire NBA coaching career with the Celtics. Before that, he was with their G League team in Maine and was the head coach of Fairmont State. Shortly ahead of the start of the season, Jay Larranaga elected to stay with the Clippers rather than return to Boston, where he was an assistant for 9 years. It's unclear where Mazzulla would turn to fill departures from the Celtics coaching staff. Hires might have more to do with the relationships Brad Stevens has built.